are they gonna, I guess, bleep some stuff out or whatever, or how they gonna do it? But that don't got nothing to do with it. As long as he do that song, everybody gonna be happy.
Right.
But so that's a development. Everybody going crazy about the 50 Cent Irv Gotti situation. Day 26. Diddy got everybody crying. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Man, bro, that broke my heart, man.
Oh, talk about it, Greg. Why?
I just happened to be scrolling, man, and I seen Day 26 because I used to like Day 26 when they first came out, right?
That's what everybody's saying, yo.
Right. So I seen them having a discussion about it, and everybody couldn't even talk because it was boo-hooing, happened to get tissue, happened to leave the set. I'm like, man, what did Diddy do to these guys, bro?
Yeah.
You know, and it wasn't just one, it was like 4 of them in tears and crying. I'm like, man, this is crazy, man.
I was like, I ain't seen a group of men cry like that in a minute.
Right.
Diddy.
I didn't understand, man. I didn't really understand. And they won't really tell what happened to them. So,
okay, so it wasn't just me. I was like, so it wasn't just me. I was saying this like, I'm like, I'm trying to figure, I know he did some foul shit, but I'm trying to figure out what he did. You know what I mean? Like, I thought I was the only one missed it.
Right.
But you don't know exactly. Do anybody in the chat know exactly kind of what Day 26 saying he did? I mean, we know whatever it was terrible for a whole bunch of men to be crying, but I never got like what he actually did, or was it anything specific, or just abuse, period, like mental abuse?
It seemed like it was more than mental abuse. The average grown man, you know, if you didn't got cursed out and talk crazy to, you can kind of get over that over time, right?
Right.
But when you talking the way they were crying, it seemed like it was something that was either physical that occurred, or he had them doing some things that, you know, they disagree with, but they had to go along with it just in order to, you know, stay a group, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yep. And the one guy, hey, Michelle said the one guy legs was shaking.
Right.
Diddy something else.
Yeah, man. I didn't like what I saw at all. And the crazy thing about it is he still has such a lock on everybody that, you know, individuals like that still won't come forward and say, I think it's so embarrassing what happened to him.
Right.
That they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That they're afraid to speak about it, man, because, you know, once you kind of get that, you know, on your jacket, it's kind of hard to shake that, because they're gonna be like, you was a grown man. Why would you let him do that to you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, and then I'm looking in the comments, and my boy Felix had threw me off. Did you see his comment? I said, what Felix talking about? I looked at that comment. I said, my boy Felix done went out the deep end. Felix said, if I was on Bad Boy, you got effed one way or another. But he didn't mean him. It was a typo. And then we put up the typo. He meant you. But I didn't see the typo part. I was like, was my boy Felix? My boy Felix was.
He was a part of the Diddy clan at some point.
Yeah, man. Hey, both right. You had me. I was scared. Now, all right, now it makes sense. That was a typo. But yeah, man. See, that's how. Go ahead, Greg.
You know what I was thinking about last night, bro?
What?
Number one, no one has ever stayed with Diddy. Every contract that Diddy has ever done has ended up being a bad contract on the
Yeah.
music side, right? And then I start thinking, like, man, how much of a coincidence can it be where how many people, 3 to 4, 5 people then died in Diddy's circle, man? That's kind of like, I don't know nobody else with that kind of, track record. You know what I'm saying?
That's a mean track record, bro. No, you're right. It's in 3-4 is being modest. It's actually, it's a lot more than that if you really start really sitting down and counting. And another thing, if y'all noticed, Day 26 said it was some like ritual, like satanic sacrificial type stuff going on. Did you catch that part?
Yeah, I did, but you know what I'm saying? I didn't really, because in the music business, it's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really get what that meant. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sounds like they was, forced to be a part of them Diddy parties to me.
Right. And them little satanic rituals that they used to be doing on the side, or allegedly. But if you remember, Gene Deal even said one time that Diddy was, when he was on his way to get the verdict for the case, when Shine shot up the club and him and J-Lo and all that Diddy, cause that's happened. Gene Deal said when they were on their way to the court for the verdict, he had some type of person. I don't know what ritual type person. I don't know if he was a priest. I don't know what he was, but he said this prayer, and he had a pigeon or something. And after he said the prayer, the pigeon was alive. He put it in Diddy's hand, and after he said some type of prayer or something, then Diddy let the pigeon go, and the pigeon was dropped dead. It was dead. And so that was like the first time I heard like somebody say they was right there in some type of weird ritual. Like I don't know what the hell that was about, but that's a small version of it. But I bet you Diddy was doing all kind of like crazy, because you got to think this was in the late 90s. Diddy was doing that. So what was he doing in the early 2000s when he had the mohawk and shit? You know what I mean? It only got worse. So it's no telling, like you said, and I'm just saying the picture, it's no telling what he had people do, because like you said, it could be something where they just so embarrassed to tell.
Right. Man, I feel for them guys, man. It's sad. It's amazing how one person with power can just wreck so many lives, man. Like nobody he's touched. You can't tell me one person that he's touched that came out on the other side looking good. Not a one.
None.
You know what I'm saying? About it.
Biggie died. Craig Mack died. Mace had to do what he did in spite of. You know what I mean? But he say Diddy the devil.
Right.
Mace the only one who doing something now, and it's because in spite of Diddy. Like Diddy tried to banish, tried to run that magic on him. You know what I mean? But Mace was the only one. But if you take outside of him, everybody else literally either dead or messed up.
Went to jail. Crazy, it's crazy, man. And, I mean, just think about it. Diddy ran Mace to become a preacher, a quote unquote allegedly fake preacher on top of that, because he just was trying to get out of the code.
Yep. Look what Shine had to go through.
Man,
Shine had to do 10 years basically, and he another one that made it in spite of Diddy, not because of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then the ones who made it, let's say Mace and Shine, look at the hell they went through.
Hell, bro. I mean, that's crazy. We can't really name one. I mean, you got some of those R&B groups that's kind of, still doing some stuff, so to speak, but they was never the same after they left Diddy.
Nah, they wasn't. It was never the same. It was never the same. So I don't know. I hope. And then who knows? That's what I'm saying about this trial. I was talking about it early on the podcast. And if you're up early in the morning, anybody welcome to join us at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But I was saying that. I was like, people just, they don't, you know what I mean? They looking at like, say, day 26 and don't understand like, this is so many of them. You know what I mean? You start looking up and you like, well, damn, who didn't get touched?
Right.
Literally the only people who didn't like who didn't get touched. And so I saw a lot of people talking about different shit, Chopper coming out telling stories of telling what validating stories of he said himself, Chopper. You watch his interviews, he ain't making shit up.
But you see that, bro? That was crazy, Chopper, right?
Said he walked in and he saw him kissing with another man, another powerful man in the music industry. And a lot of people in the chat earlier said it was by Stevie J. I don't even know, but when they say powerful, it don't tell them who it is, man. But it like I said, it ain't even. It's the secretive. It's the secrecy of it, and then it's the manipulation of all the other stuff. Shit, whatever you want to do is your business when it comes to that. But if you gonna be lying and shit, don't be mad when people don't believe.
Right. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. You look at some of the other, even like a Jay-Z, even though he's probably in the mix some kind of way, somehow, he has somewhat the same track record. Like anybody that kind of, got with him end up, on the other side, not looking so great, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, outside of Rihanna, but she tried to get so far away from him where, he really don't got nothing to do with her no more.
Yeah, she don't even be around. I believe Rihanna realized what happened, what was done, and just was like, I appreciate my career. I was groomed or whatever, but like, I'm gonna just move on with my life. You see, she got with somebody, got with ASAP, Rocky, and having babies or whatever. But it seemed like she in her regular world, like, you know what I mean, like just disassociated with all that weirdness because you don't even see her saying too much, like in like Jay-Z's defense.
No, she ain't saying a word about Jay-Z. And then you got people like Usher, who run it. And to me, it's like when I look at Usher and I look at Justin Bieber, man, I always just be thinking like, what do they really know? Because they see a lot. You know what I'm saying? They see a lot early.
That's a good one, Greg.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, man, Usher, like, at some point, I wonder if it's going to be like a coming to Jesus meeting with